Many diaspora Jamaicans contributing to hurricane relief efforts. Kemar McGregor, one such benefactor. The music producer calls himself Billboard King, but he's also done well in the courtroom.
South Florida-based Jamaican music producer Kemar McGregor chartered a 737 flight to bring hurricane relief to Jamaica. Most of it already distributed to Hanover, Clarendon and St. James by the time we caught up with him at the UTEC auditorium.
Someone told me, like, you know, East Hanover, West Hanover are places that haven't gotten help yet. So I said, okay, those are the two places I'm going to go first.
And when you went to those places, what struck you? What did you see?
It seemed like a bomb was dropped there. It seemed like a nuclear bomb was dropped.
By his own account, McGregor's act of generosity amounting to hundreds of thousands of US dollars.
When I was a little kid, I have a little memory of Hurricane Gilbert. I said to myself, I have to do something. I have to play my part.
So it was heartwarming for you also because, well, you know, people were grateful.
They were grateful. When we told them that I'm going to offer to the community a Starlink, which the capacity is maybe like over 1,000 residents in the community can connect to it. And I'm also going to donate a generator so that they can also have access to power, charge their phone. It was, I've never get so much thank you in my life.
McGregor left Jamaica in the early 2000s, says despite working with a myriad of top acts, Egyptian, Morgan Heritage, Richard Spice, Queen Africa, among others, he didn't get any respect.
Why? Maybe because I didn't, as a producer, never involved into certain things. You know, I was more a reserved kind of producer, you know, more on the positive side.
Certain things is really vague. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, most producers and most of the artists in Jamaica who have a name, they feel like they should have an entourage. Most of them, you know, think they're above the law and stuff like that. And I was not the kind of person.
Never lost my way. He says his rep here smoothed his way in South Florida.
Just start making music, producing, and work with the international artists like Music Soul Child, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, you know, Maya. I becomes the Billboard King producer of reggae and dancehall.
Billboard King is a name you gave yourself.
Correct, based on my accolades, the amount of Billboard plaques I have, over 500.
I'm not afraid.
McGregor had a working relationship with VP Records, but ending up suing them 3 times.
Sued them in 2011, they settled in 2014, and 2017 they breached a contract, they settled again in 2018.
And here we are again, another suit.
Yes, another lawsuit because they breached a contract because they were not supposed to continue to sell or dispute certain copyright, and we caught them still selling these records. So we sued VP and Warner Music.
So where is that now?
So it's a pending $50 million US lawsuit against Warner Music and VP Records.
If them a come, let them come, cause I'm protect.
I was not treated fairly, and I just decided that I'm not going to allow them to, you know, take away my rights.
In legal terms, what are you actually suing VP Records for? What is it that you're asking them for?
So basically what I sue them for is for my rights, my intellectual property, my copyright. I sue them for that. And I also sue them for discrediting me. Again, you yourself didn't know I produced all these massive hits. No, so that's what I sue them for. My rights and my credit.
You have a figure in mind?
Money is not everything. For me, it was more of my rights, because most, like 99% of Jamaican producer and artists, they don't know their rights. They don't know what they're entitled for. So for me, I want to have control over my creative rights, my copyrights. That's what I want.
He hopes others in the business get the message.
When I talk to a lot of the artists, like when I reach out to a lot of the artists and I say to them, hey, we need to protect our intellectual property. We as Jamaican, we need to ensure that we hold on to our copyrights, because these are things that should pass on to our children. And most of the artists, they just don't care. They were like, I don't care. We can go make our money from performing live show. And I was like, this is something that I have to do, because maybe if I do it, they will see how important it is. I took this up on myself. None of them helped me, but I sued VP. VP settled with me, and in that settlement, all the artists that I produce, their rights was also reserved and returned back to them. Sign a contract, because when you go to court, you cannot come to say you have rights within these records because there's no document.
Is the attitude of Jamaican artists changing? Are they wising up?
No, and it never will. I hear this thing going on in Jamaica now where artists are now saying, hey, if we sign a split sheet, we're covered. You need a contract which clearly state what you're entitled to.
A more detailed document.
More detailed document that state, okay, you have 50% ownership within the copyright, etc. So signing a split sheet is not the only protection. You need to have a binding contract by all the parties.
Didn't Khago take you to court at some point and win a case in court with you as the respondent?
I sued Khago first for breaching the contract. So I sued him, but then my lawyer advised me that, you know, why sue someone that broke and have no money? So it's best if you just try to work it out with him.
It's complicated, he told us, but despite the court ruling in Khago's favor, McGregor insists the DJ never got a cent.
No, he was not paid one penny. You know. When I sue him, as I said, to breach of contract for a company that I set up where I signed him on. So I signed him on the company that I create for that deal, right? His career was not bringing in any money. I didn't follow through on the lawsuit because there was no money there. So the court awarded him a judgment. He got the judgment. It's time for him to collect against the company. There's no money.
So Khago never got paid?
So Khago never got paid. And that's how the legal system works. If you win a judgment and you go to collect, and if there's no money there, no asset there, that's what you're going to end up with.
Are you working with Jamaican artists anymore?
When it comes to working with Jamaican artists, I think about it. I sleep on it, literally, to work with Jamaican artists.
The problem being?
The problem, I mean, no loyalty, ungrateful, everything that is bad. And I'm going to be honest about that because I have the scar.
He names exceptions such as Beenie Man and Chanel Muir. The new sound, the sound of the young people, you're on board with it? Is there a commercial value to it? Can they sell it abroad?
I don't know if I can say this on camera, but it's rubbish. 90% of the music that's coming out of Jamaica, it's rubbish. Because what we do, we are actually playing hip hop and R&B and calling it reggae, dancehall, and we're calling it trap. America will never ever accept this sound coming out of Jamaica as dancehall and reggae.
Maybe you're just sounding your age though. You've aged in the business, you're a little bit older as a producer. It's harder for you to hear the value in something which is young people music.
But the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, right? So if it's something that the young people love, then the numbers will be there. Why is it Shaka Demus and Pliers and the Beenie Man, Sim Simma, and you know, the Vegas and the Devante Tantometo, Sean Paul and Shaggy are still on the chart? So the numbers don't lie. People like Skillibeng have done well. They've shown that in that North American market, people like him are valued. But look at it this way. Most of those artists, if it wasn't for their collaboration, then they would be nowhere. So until they can stand up on their own, then I would say, yes, it's working. But for now, it's not working. All the artists, Shensia, most of them who are getting these high numbers, is from their features, not for them as a standalone artist. Outspoken Flavour McGregor says these days he is more in control of his career, and as a result, he can do a lot more, including reaching out to Jamaican talent. I'm working on a song right now, right? Jamaica's on My Mind, which is going to feature John Legend, Anthony Hamilton, Maya, Rick Ross, T.I. It's Jamaica on My Mind. So, and I'm thinking about putting Beenie Man on it, of course. course, Elephant Man, and a few other young artists.
And just give me a name or two of the younger artists you like.
I like Kraft. I like Chanel Muir. Diani, yeah, very talented artist. Shensia, of course, we don't really get along, but she's very talented, she's dope.
Will they want to work with you, though? You just call the music rubbish?
As I said, it's not working. I'm not really bashing the artist's lyrics, to be clear. It's not the lyrical content, it's the
sound.
The sound, not the lyrics. It's the sound.
But it could be tweaked and it could be made more authentically Jamaican, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. We should, it doesn't matter what we do, we should always keep our roots. We should always keep that.